welcome to my apartment tour. I'm so excited to show you where I live right now. I can continue talking about the whole story for ages about how I found this apartment and how happy and grateful I am, but I will do this in the following. But first I will keep my promise to you and show you quickly how I designed my new apartment, give you some notes and explanations, and then I will tell you more about the story and the background and everything else.
There's no need to complicate things. Let's stick to the basics. We both know what we want. Let's just keep it simple. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We dance on the same wavelength. This feels like a new beginning. We both know what we want.
Okay, so there's something I want to point out about all the furniture you can see inside this room. I didn't spend any money on buying new stuff. Everything you can see here, I've used it for years already. Like my wardrobe, my bed, the table there. I also think about replacing it maybe, so that's the only thing inside this room that I'm going to replace. The lamp, I've already had this one in my old apartment. My makeup and dress up table over there, it's also from my old apartment. This little plant, I've also had it in my old apartment. And that's the desk I've used for, I think, 8 to 10 years already. Since I'm in school, I'm working on this table, and you can actually also see some coffee stains on the color, but I still use it. Maybe I will just refresh the color. It's just really important for me to say that I haven't bought any designer furniture. Everything you can see here, I've bought it from IKEA. I think it's all about combining them very smartly. So, for example, I focus on white colors and add some details later. For example, my bed sheet is gray or my cushion is pink. That makes everything more vivid and colorful, but you don't need to experiment with many different colorful furniture. I would say keep it basic and simple. And what you may notice when you look around, you can see that I don't have a lot of stuff flying around. I try to make everything look nice and clean and tidied up. I am not a minimalist, but I like to keep my bookshelves very organized, and I just don't want to have a lot of stuff put in there because it makes the room look crowded and filled up with too many details. And you may notice this beautiful picture in the background. Let me show you a close-up. So I like having pictures in my room. I also have a little vision board down there. I just think it's another way to add colors to your room, and also it's very classy and elegant to just put one single picture in a frame, for example, onto your shelf. And can we please appreciate this beautiful carpet? I mean, the feeling to lay on this carpet is amazing. I already fell asleep on this one, so it's very cozy and definitely recommend it if you are a person who likes to lay on the ground sometimes.
Just one glass in, you're already on my mind. When it gets late, I always realize that I need you. Are you thinking about me tonight?
So we have arrived in the kitchen, and I love the lighting here. I can also imagine to cook some pretty amazing, well, let me see, some pretty amazing recipes for you here. The kitchen isn't incredibly big, but I think it's sufficient for one person. It's enough for me. I mean, it's very beautiful, and I also like that I have my own little oven down here. Okay, honestly, I didn't want to hide the messy area in front of you. Here you can see my whole protein powder storage. I haven't counted them. These are probably 15 protein powder boxes in total, all by Body IP. I like every single flavor, so check them out. And on the right side, you can see my cleaning equipment. Well, the box is also quite messy. Yeah, I haven't tidied everything up so far, but well, we'll get there soon. We'll get there soon. Okay, so let's move on to the next room.
A mental picture in my mind just to keep this moment till the end of time. 'Cause I know that it might be over after.
This is the bathroom. I still want to add a lot of details in this room because right now I think it still looks a little bit too empty. For example, I would like to add a little storage box down here to put bathroom equipment into, like towels and my makeup, also some hair products and so on. So that's my plan. And yeah, that's the shower. It's very beautiful and also has this amazing door which you can close and open. Good for me because I always shower like a maniac and the water just gets everywhere. So I definitely will need this door for me. Okay. Well, yeah, the lighting could be better, but it works. I can also turn off the lights for a second. So this is how the bathroom looks without the lights turned on. I think it's still pretty clean because the light from the windows is shining through. I like the bathroom and especially I appreciate this beautiful stone. A really nice match to the white color here. Beautiful. I like it. In this wardrobe, I try to organize all my shoes. I have also another place where I keep the rest of my shoes, but yeah, that's a part of my collection. I will also show you the amazing LED lights inside. So talking about the lighting, which is also beautiful here on my dress up desk, I have these LED lights installed right underneath the ceiling and you can also see the lights. And the best part about it, I will show you what we can do with the lights in a second. So here we have this beautiful tool which allows us to adapt the lights. I will show you how it looks like. You can make it look darker. So now there's no light and now we can increase the intensity. Then there's this other beautiful device. You just turn it on here and you can see that the LED goes on or off. Like now it's off, we turn it on. And here again you can increase the intensity by sliding your finger across this circle. Again, I think it just looks more elegant. Oh, it's turned off now. Wait a second. And it makes everything look much more fancy and beautiful. Okay, so now that you got a little impression of the apartment, I will tell you a little bit about the background and about the story. So if you followed along my story on social media, you could see that it was quite difficult for me to find a new flat, a new apartment here in Düsseldorf, the place where I moved to after I moved out of my parents' home in summer. It was actually a huge emotional roller coaster because I already had the deadline when I needed to move out of the old apartment and I just didn't know that it would take me so much time to find a new apartment here. And at the same time, I had a lot of exams to write, I had my own appointments, coaching sessions, work, and so on and so on. So this whole project put a lot of pressure onto my shoulders. You don't know how many apartment viewings I've had in the last weeks. And so many of them failed, either because they rejected me or there was something I didn't like about the apartment. There are so many different criteria you need to look at when you want to find a new apartment. This was a totally new project for me. I also did some mistakes and didn't know what to focus on. So I also learned a lot through this journey. And moving here, it feels like a big step towards the life I'm dreaming to live. Not because I will stay here for my whole life, but just it feels more like home to me. I really like the old flat as well and also the location, but here I have my own furniture. I can basically decide the whole design. Yeah, I just feel like I finally found home in Düsseldorf, which wasn't the case before. I can finally call this a new chapter of my life. I just like that everything looks like me now and how I would like my apartment to look like. So as you can see in the videos, everything is very elegant, classy, modern and white. White is one of my favorite colors because I like to have something basic and then add some colors later with details and decorations. And I don't know how it is for you, but for me the color white makes the whole room much lighter. I feel a lot more awake and more energy because more light comes into the room, if you know what I mean. I'm not so much into black, except for wearing black. Okay, so now let's move over to the financial stuff. Well, Yeah, my parents do support me, but I pay 60 to 70% of the rent because of two reasons. The first one is, at the moment I'm not financially in the position where I can pay the whole apartment by myself. It's a huge priority for me to become more financially independent and learn to pay for myself. So it's really not like my parents do pay everything and I'm not contributing to the whole rent at all. That's not the case. And as I mentioned before, all the furniture you can see here in my room, it was quite cheap. It's not designer stuff. I also don't put a lot of focus on wearing designer clothes or having designer furniture. Like, it's more important for me to have this apartment, but not that everything inside must be expensive. Let's talk about productivity, because this is another reason why I wanted to move out of my old apartment. I felt like the rooms were much darker. Maybe if you have seen some of my stories, maybe also some of my posts that I have shooted there, the light was horrible. And in general, I didn't feel very comfortable in the environment I lived in. The main reason was the light, because there was only a little window in the main room. But in general, the color of the furniture was really dark. And so I want to make sure that you get this point. Your productivity and your well-being can be influenced by your outer environment. So moving into this new apartment was definitely also an investment into my productivity and into my happiness, because now I feel like I could work all day long. As I mentioned before, the white colors, they give me a lot of energy and I feel more awake. Obviously, it's also perfect for my job as a content creator, to record videos, to shoot photos, just because the light is shining directly into this room. You can also compare my old videos, which I recorded in my old apartment, to this one. The light is different, you will see the difference. If you consider maybe moving apartments, if that's financially possible for you, maybe take that into consideration, just because I feel like it affects my productivity and maybe it also affects yours. All I want to say at the end of this video is that I'm tremendously grateful for being able to live here and also having the privilege to move into a new apartment. I know it's not possible for everyone, and I'm really grateful for my parents that they support me, because otherwise it wouldn't have been possible for me. I just want to give you some hope if you are currently maybe looking for a place to move to and haven't found one yet. Don't give up, stay positive and have some optimism. Eventually you will find something, even if it takes a little bit longer. And yeah, I hope it was inspiring to watch this video and to get some impression of how I designed my apartment, what my style is. Let me know in the comments what you like the most, and also if you feel like your environment affects your productivity and your well-being. Leave me a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye bye!